All right, welcome back to the other side of the coin, ladies and gentlemen. Today, I'm gonna have to, I'm gonna have to unleash once again, and yeah, we need to be honest. We need to be truthful. We need to be honest. We need to be truthful, and we need to have these uncomfortable conversations in a respectful manner, in a nice discussion, without slandering or abusing or anything like that. Proper conversations. Do you know what I mean? I honestly speaking, especially in like social media, whether it's Twitter, whether it's Instagram, I don't actually talk about Mason Mount. You know why I don't talk about Mason Mount? Because I get a lot of abuse. The only time I talk about Mason Mount is on this channel. And God damn it, this is my channel. So I'm allowed to talk about whatever I want to talk about. I have the right to talk about whatever I want to talk about. So I come here and I talk about it because I feel like when you do a video and when you have a conversation with nearly 100 of you guys are live already after 1.5 minutes, I feel like I can really articulate my point of view. Sometimes in Twitter, sometimes in Instagram, whether it's Facebook, whatever the case is, sometimes it's not that easy to articulate your point across. So I stay away. I literally stay away. By the way, I'll save all the super chats that comes through, and then I'll go through that. So once again, thank you so much, Valen. But I'll go through the super chat later on because I really want to get this out of my system. Look, we all know. So yes, going back to the point, I don't talk about Mason Mount in Twitter. I don't talk about Mason Mount in Instagram because I stay away because people over there, they can't take anything constructive, right? Anything you say, they'll bash you and they will abuse you. And I'm a human being. Do you know what I mean? I'm a human being, and sometimes I can ignore it. I can look past it. But there are times where it does bother me, and I feel like, you know what? I really need to talk about it because enough's enough. Enough's enough. Like, sometimes these people, they really cross the line. Mason Mount, and we'll get to other players as well, right? There's Conor Gallagher. There's many other players that probably need to go. And we're in a situation in the club at the moment, ladies and gentlemen, where there is no room for mediocrity anymore. All right? We're 10th. We're 10th in the Premier League. We're looking to go upwards. Our owner is doing level best to make this football club to what it was once upon a time. And, our manager needs help. And our manager needs help from players that are really going to put in a good performance consistently. There is no room for mediocrity. There's literally no room for mediocrity. We need to get back on top. It's a shame that we are so far away from the top clubs. And I understand the context. I get it. We've changed our ownership. We had sanctions. We had a lot of injuries. We've got a new manager. So I understand that. But the goal is to reach to the top once again, eventually enough. And the only way you're going to do that is you got to beat out the mediocrity. You got to beat that out. And us fans, we invest so much time on this football club. Some of us wake up in insane hours. I know a lot of you guys wake up in insane hours, stay up late in insane hours, or sometimes, it's during your work time. You can't see it. Some of you guys live and breathe this football club. We spend a lot of money behind this football club, whether it's buying merchandise, whether it's for subscriptions to watch the football, on your TV or on your phone or your, whatever it is, devices that you have. We have a right at times to vent and show our frustrations. People talk about, don't talk like that about this particular player. You're just bringing hatred. What about hatred towards the fans at times? You can't even say anything before you get abused. You say one little thing and you start getting abused left, right, and center about others. We, not just me. I think a lot of us have the right at times to be heard. How we feel about a particular player. It needs to be heard. These players, they're privileged. They get the best training facility. They get a wonderful, lifestyle at the football club. They get all that fame and glamour, the money as well. We sometimes laugh about, Mason Mount's on 75K. Do you know how much 75K per month is? Sorry, not even per month, per week. And then these players, sometimes you see the report, he wants to be valued. He wants to see how much Chelsea value them. So anyway, going back to the point, I barely share anything about Mason on social media because I get abused, right? I get abused. I keep it very short and I move on. And this particular player has been mediocre for the past probably greater than 12 months. He has been. He has been mediocre for at least 12 months, if not more. If not more. I think it's probably more than 12 months. Dates back to last season earlier on under Thomas Tuchel. But let's just say for 12 months. But yesterday was a different level of rubbish that I saw. Yesterday, all the people that watched the match against Liverpool and all the people that watched Mason Mount's performance, and there's Conor Gallagher as well, we'll get to down the track, but focusing on Mason Mount, which was the main one, that was a different level of rubbish that I saw from him. Like, in recent times, we've all been accustomed, we've all been sort of immune to the fact that he ghosts away. It's like a normal thing now. It's not even a topic anymore. Mason Mount ghosted away. Mason didn't play that well. He had another stinker. And it's normal now. Every now and then against Bournemouth or whoever else, he'll bang in a nice goal and everyone be like all in their toes again and talking about, this is our poster boy. This is, he understands. He's proper Chelsea. He gets it. Passion, desire. Look at the effort. And then he disappears for the next 10 games. But yes, and all this time, we're like, do you know what? That's what Mason's been for the past 12 months, if not more. But yesterday, honestly, there was a moment where I was absolutely flabbergasted. And you know that moment where he picks up the ball from midfield and he takes a stroll down the track. And I don't know which player it was, Liverpool player, track back and snatched the ball away from him. He was completely unaware of what was going on. We've seen many a times his passing, mistimed passes, making the wrong decisions in the final third. Yesterday, he did the same thing in the final third where he's meant to shoot. He then lays it off to Lewis Hall. But as I said, we're over it. But there was one particular moment yesterday, and that moment for me, I felt like, wow, this is ridiculously rubbish now. This is literally ridiculously rubbish. And do you know what the crazy part is, ladies and gentlemen? Not a single English journalist will be out there saying anything about Mason Mount. Not a single English journalist out there will say anything about Mason Mount, but the first thing they'll tell you that Ziyech is up in the market, Pulisic is up in the market, Havertz is up in the market. I'm starting to think maybe Mount should be up in the market. Honestly speaking, in reality, and I know a lot of you guys probably work, right? You probably have full-time work or you have part-time work, casual work, whatever it is, some level of work, right? You go on your work and you underperform for more than 12 months, I'm telling you, you're going to be on performance review. You're going to be on performance review, if not, or sacked. No organization harbors prolonged period of mediocrity. No organization harbors that. Just look at it in real life situation. Just ask yourself, wherever you work, do you think your manager, do you think your organization will harbor or will, keep you in the job if you consistently, for a prolonged period of time, keep dropping stinkers after stinkers after stinkers? Yet not a single person, not a single journalist, whether it's your Matt Law, whether it's your, Liam Toomey, Simon Johnson, all the people that sort of cover Chelsea news, they will not say a single thing about Mason Mount. They'll talk about Mason's contract, it's coming, and he's looking for X amount of money, this, that, the other, or his conversations will take place after the January window. But not one will actually say, his performances have actually been indifferent. But you best believe, if yesterday, Jorginho, if he had a stinker, and we know whenever Jorginho or anyone else has a stinker, large parts of the fan base is jumping on this issue straight away. There's clips, there's this, that, the other, and there's the agenda of, we are screaming for a DM. We are screaming for a DM. Chelsea's midfield is like a donut. There's a big hole. But what about when Mount and Gallagher, they drop stinkers? Nothing then. Nothing about, we need far better technical midfielders. You know very well, if yesterday Jorginho didn't have somewhat, and I'm not even saying Jorginho had a fine game or something like that, he had a decent game. But if Jorginho was dropping a stinker yesterday, you best believe he would have been hammered. Why is that? Why can't we be balanced? Why can't we have a level-headed approach? Is it because Jorginho is not proper Chelsea? Is it because Jorginho is not from the academy? Is it because he apparently doesn't show passion and desire? Is it because he doesn't have that effort? Why is it so difficult to state that he needs to be dropped? Mason Mount needs to be dropped. Do you know, you know what I'm starting to think? You know how people talk about player power? I'm starting to think Mason Mount is probably one of the players that have player power, because he's literally got the English media under his little pinky. Not a single one will ever talk against him. His PR is strong. By the way, I'm saving all these super chats. We'll go through as soon as I have my moment, ladies and gentlemen. I'll go through all of that, and I'll pick up some of the comments as well. And then I share the clip, right? I'm going to share this with you. So many people telling me how to live, how to run my life. I share the clip. You know how it is. After every match, people are posting all of these compilations. So many people posted Mason Mount's compilation of the match against Liverpool. And I was baffled. And you got to understand it from a fan's perspective as well. Someone like me, and I know a lot of you guys are in the same boat as well, staying up till 2 a.m. in the morning and watching a player put on that performance, knowing, all the effort you as a fan put for this particular club. You want the player to at least put on an effort. So I was frustrated. I had to vent. So I got that clip, Mason Mount's compilation, and I tweeted that I've seen a lot of stinkers from Mason Mount over the last 12 months, greater than 12 months, but this for me was a different level of a stinker. And so many fans come flocking into my replies saying, this is the player that won 2 Player of the Year for Chelsea Football Club. Have some shame talking about him like that. I got a few people saying, this ain't it, my man, sharing failed compilation. People telling me how to live my life now. And many other stuff. Many more abuse. Clown emoticons. Why? Why don't I have the right to say out my frustration on a particular player who has been poor for so long? It's not even about being poor just once. I've got no issues if a player is poor for a small period of time. That can happen in life. Say you've got 10 games, you've had 7 really good games, and you've had 3 poor games. That can happen in life. You may even have 10 games, 5 good games, 5 poor games. That can happen in life. These things can happen. But when you have a plethora of games where you are poor consistently to the point where now the fan base is numb to this fact. The fan base is actually numb to it. We've resorted to the situation that, that's what he does. Why should we accept that? Why should we accept that? On top of that, you get articles about this particular player recently stating, this is coming from Matt Law, saying the player wants to play, the player is having issues with contract negotiation because he wants to see whether the club values him. Whether the club values you. How about you show some value to the fans, all the millions of fans across the world, not just the ones in UK, but across the world. The millions of fans across the world. How about you should start showing value to them? How about you start putting some effort out? How about you start realizing what's going on in your game? But you know what? It's not entirely his fault either. Some of these managers, they continuously keep picking him as well. And this is where sometimes I get very, very annoyed. You know, the whole notion of, but they train well, but they train well. Surely there has to be a point where we need to start realizing, okay, one may train well, but when it comes to the real audition, the real situation, not even audition, the real match, they're dropping stinkers after stinkers after stinkers. Surely soon one needs to understand that maybe it's better we put him on the bench and try someone else. I'll be surprised. I'll really be surprised once every single player is back, ladies and gentlemen. When João Felix is back and everyone is back, I'll be very surprised if Mason Mount plays anymore or starts anymore. He has to be in the bench. You've got Ziyech, Madueke on the right side. You got Sterling, Mudryk on the left side. You got Havertz, Aubameyang up front. You got João Felix just behind. And then in midfield, we generally play with a double pivot. So you're looking at maybe Jorginho, Kovacic, unless we get like a Caicedo to come in. I'll be very surprised if Mason Mount's not benched. Very, very surprised. Check this out. I'm going to share something with you guys. Check this out. It's mad because this particular individual, and once again, like I'm not bringing any hatred. I don't want any hatred towards this particular individual, but I'm just saying there's a large group of fans that you know have the same mentality, think the same way. Check this out. Check this out. Like I've seen this particular person bash other players massively. Recently, I said something against Kovacic. You know me. I love the club more than anything. I love Chelsea Football Club more than any player out there. I do not care. For me, Chelsea is number one. Chelsea's well-being is number one. I want to see Chelsea get to the top echelons of the world football again. And if that means some of my favorites need to leave, so be it. So be it. I need Chelsea Football Club to come back to where it once was. I do not care about if that means if it's going to ruin some people's career on the way. I don't care. If they're good enough, they're going to be sticking by. If they're not good enough, they need to leave. We should not harbor and we should not foster mediocrity any longer. And us as a fan base, we need to start understanding this. Check this out from Nini. Not going to lie, I'm getting sick and effing tired of Mount consistently being the focus for anything and everything this season. He's got so much scrutiny that it's created this thing where people reinforce their negative bias around him. Whenever he does anything, he's not allowed to be average. He's not allowed to be average. What does that even mean? He's not allowed to be average. Do you know what, my man? When someone is average for a prolonged period of time, greater than 12 months, I don't even think it's about being allowed to be average. I think that's when you start thinking maybe that individual is average. This isn't about Mason just being, poor for the past couple of games. I don't even care about yesterday. At the end of the day, it's a draw. So it is what it is. I said in my preview that I'll be okay with the draw. There was enough to get a win yesterday. There was enough, but no problems. I'm not even, concerned too much about yesterday. I'm more talking about how this player is just Look at the support. Look at the support. Look at this. Just read this entire thing. Consistently being the focus. Of course he's consistently being the focus because he plays in an important area of the field. And he further goes on to say, even though over the past 3 years, many other players have been far below this false standard applied to Mount. No one has held this much energy for many underperformance over the season. No, wrong. You I don't know what you're looking. I don't know what social media platform you're looking at. It's incredibly wrong. If anything, Mason Mount, the protection he gets from media is unlike any other players out there. How many times have we seen top journalists go after Jorginho? Many times, mocking Jorginho. How many times top journalists have gone after, Havertz? Matt Law, consistently, his opinion pieces are about Havertz. Kovacic. And many more. Ziyech's name gets thrown around left, right, and center. If anything, at least Ziyech, he's got some level of X factor. Even Ziyech, I've said it many times, even he probably needs to go. But at least for the time being, maybe I'd keep him. The moment he hits some mid-form, he should be kicked out. The moment he hits some mid-form. My man, he's been on mid-form for a very, very long time. And then he goes on to say, it's just long, right? It's long. He says a lot of stuff. Check this out as well. This is from Dan McCarthy, someone I respect, to be honest, but I had to bring this out as an example because there's many examples out there. He watched this game later on, right? He watched this game later on, not live. And this is what he had to say about that match against Liverpool. Just watch this. Just rewatch the game. Much improved performance, especially going forward. Still need a midfield creator. Silva and Badiashile class. Ziyech very good. Playing for a move. Ziyech very good. He could have stopped there. No, but let's add playing for a move as well. You're telling me that you're not purposely doing this. This is okay, but any other fans talking about Mount who's not been good for so long, that's not okay. Further, he goes on to say, Mudryk looks sharp. Wow. Disappointing to not get the win. However, positive steps, optimism. Not a single bat about Mount or Gallagher. Not a single thing about Mount or Gallagher. Then you tell me. Why is this the case? Why is this the case? It's strange. And then this was the compilation that I posted out, right? And then I get Con is another person that I really like. I appreciate his, comments and whatnot on social media, his tweets. But then he tells me sharing that video ain't it, bro. Why do sometimes fans, they think they can tell you what to do? Why? I don't go out there and tell people what to do. You tweet whatever you want to tweet. You be the fan that you want to be the fan. Why do people sometimes have this superior complexity? Where do these super fans, who gives them the power? I don't understand. Where does this power come from? Honestly speaking, I never go out of my way, even if it's good or bad or whatnot, never go out of my way if someone's tweeting. If I don't like it, I'm muted. If I don't like something, I mute. These days, there are fans, they'll come into your comments and they'll tell you how you need to act. And this isn't having a go at Con. I'm talking about there are others, many other fans like that. They'll come to your comments and tell you how to behave. They'll tell you how to act. And you know what the crazy part is? These are the same fans that will tell you how to act and behave when you're talking against one of their favorites But as soon as you make a comment about the players that they don't like, they'll come in and they'll bash the player. The hypocrisy is insane. They'll tell you all about morality. They'll tell you all about how you should act in life. And I feel like, who are you? Who are you? Thankfully, I've had a good, I've been brought up well by my parents. Who are you to tell me how to behave and act? I know very well how to behave and act. These large accounts out there who protect certain players, they go around policing people. It's mad. It's mad. Mr. P. Now, Miz, I'm starting to not take you seriously. The truth bomb is very emotional. You talk about what Nini is doing, but you are doing the same thing, damn thing, man. I don't know why you're here then. You can leave. It's fine. If you want to stay here and misunderstand me, then go. It's very emotional. Once again, telling me, like fans telling me how to behave. My channel, brother. I will be emotional if I need to be. Do you understand? If you don't want to be here, then go. No one's asked you. I didn't call you to be here and watch me. You can leave. People that understand where I'm coming from, they'll know what's going on. They'll know what's going on. You're being emotional. Like, where do the people get this level of power? I don't go around telling any of you guys in the live chat what you need to do and what you don't need to do. Or in social media. You can't tweet this way, you can't tweet that way. You tweet whatever you want to tweet. You say whatever you want to say. I don't want to be a police. It's mad. It's mad. All right, let's check out some of these super chats, ladies and gentlemen. Then I'm going to catch some of your comments. And then obviously we'll talk about Conor Gallagher. I told Nini to stop defending Mount and consistently slandering his views. I told him to have a debate with you and Ma, but he's all quiet now. Look, there's no point in having debate with people that have such like extreme crazy views. Like, you need to come into a debate with a balanced view. Honestly, I think there is value in Mason Mount. There is value in Mason Mount. But Mason is not undroppable. And Mason probably now needs to really reflect on his career and really reflect on what is happening with his skill set, where is his strengths, where is his weakness. He needs to humble himself. He needs to humble, because it's disappearing. And before you know it, we've got a current example right now with Dele Alli. Life changes like that. Life changes like that. You need to pay attention. You need to concentrate. Humble yourself. You want to feel valued. You need to start show that you are a valuable member. People talk about him being player of the season last season. Last season was a shambles, man. He shouldn't have got it. No one should have got it last season. Last season was utter shambles. Season before that, when he won the player of the season, fair enough. He was very, very good. Excellent indeed. And I thought he will take that into a different level as the seasons go on. Instead, he's gone there and then he's been a sharp decline. So you need to humble yourself. Do you know what I mean? See, thanks so much for the super chat. They defend him because he's the face of the club. What face of the club, man? If anything, if someone really needs to be the face of the club, I'd probably make that Reece James. Look at all the players. How many players ever talk about, like rival players ever talk about Mason Mount? Look at all the rival players that consistently talk about Reece James. Every new signings that we've got in so far, Reece James. They all know Reece James. They all want to play with Reece James. Mudryk. I want to be able to go 1v1 against Reece James in training. Madueke. I want to cook. I want to be cooking with Reece James. João Felix, I know Reece James. Rival players, Vinicius Jr. Toughest player he's, come up against, Reece James. Rafael, toughest player he's come up against, Reece James. How many said Mason Mount? Or any other academy players? So people need to understand. Tim B, thank you so much for the super chat. Objectivity, he was really good last season, and he's been, this season. Truth is somewhere in the middle, but still not good enough for Chelsea. Absolutely agreed. Let me just take that out. Some more super chats coming through. Let me just quickly save that. Just bear with me, ladies and gentlemen. Vivek, thank you so much for the super chat. Mudryk and Felix just showed us how much we are starving. Little skills got us hyped. We are tired of seeing pro players not being able to make simple passes. Exactly. And giving away the responsibility as well to other players. Velan, thank you so much for the super chat. Ask Nini if his boss is okay with him being average. Toby, thank you so much for the super chat, my man. And JJ, Miz, just like you, Caicedo, if his name was Moses Codwell, then 75 million would be a bargain. The English bias is insane. Mount needs to be accounted for. 100%. 100%. It shouldn't be this difficult to talk about Mason Mount, man. It really shouldn't be. It shouldn't be difficult to write articles about him. It shouldn't be difficult to have honest conversations. It's mad. It's mad. And what really compounds to this issue is how those same people, the same journalists, the same social media fans will have a totally different perspective towards another player. Do you know what I mean? They'll have a totally different. Check Rob tweet. Let's have a look at what Rob is saying. And we'll come to Conor Gallagher as well. I feel like Conor Gallagher needs to go as well. See, Rob journalism or something like that. Yeah. What did he tweet? Yeah, there you go. My tweet is doing the rounds. And people wonder why Mount looked miserable yesterday. Yeah. And people wonder why Mount looked miserable yesterday. He knows performance on the standard, and when fans are doing this, no wonder he's struggling to break the cycle. So now it's us. It's us. It's me. I'm the problem. I'm the problem. I'm the problem. It's fans like me. We're the problem now. We are the problem for Mason Mount's bad performance. Like as if I'm the one who's telling him to play this way. Like as if I'm in the training ground telling him to play this way. My man, life is tough. All right? Life is tough. You got it made for you. You don't understand how privileged you are. You don't understand how privileged you are. Literally, there's millions of kids out there would love to be in your position. And I'm the problem. I'm the problem because I shared a clip. As if I don't have a right as a fan to vent my frustration. Fans like me across the world spending money to watch you play the way you've been playing for the last greater than 12 months. Not even, this is the thing, this is not even for the last couple of games. You've been playing like this for a while. Maybe you need to humble yourself. And then you get, see, this is the issue. And then you get these other fans, they'll start shifting blame. Had this clip been about Jorginho, I'll tell you right now, Rob doesn't make that comment. I'll tell you right now, Rob doesn't make that comment. Alex CFC, get where you're coming from, Miz, but only thing I disagree with is putting Mount and Conor in the same boat. Mount has shown in 2021 he can put in class performances. Last season have stats. I'm not, look, the title has a question mark. I'm not saying go and sell Mason Mount. What I'm saying is, why can't there be a conversation about it? Why is this a taboo? Why? Why can't there be a conversation about it? I think there is a legitimate conversation to be had, that maybe there is a good shout. If there's a good offer, maybe we need to move on. We don't have space for mediocrity, especially prolonged mediocrity. We don't have space for that. Conor Gallagher, let's talk a little bit about him. The technical ability is not that. He did a brilliant cardio session yesterday. He did a brilliant cardio session. Conor Gallagher was running into players. He looks up and he runs into players. Final third, he was shambles, man. He's definitely not Chelsea level. Definitely not Chelsea level. He needs to go. He needs to go. There are certain players that you go, do you know what? Maybe we'll give it time. Like, for example, Lewis Hall now, right? Lewis Hall, we can clearly see there is talent there, right? There is talent there. But he's young. He's making some errors. Yeah? And you go, do you know what? Maybe it's wise if we just put him away from the limelight for a little bit. Maybe he doesn't need to start. Once again, guys, I'm just saving all the super chats and we'll go through it a bit later on. With Lewis Hall, yeah, you can say that maybe some of these starts, just chill on it and let's ease him in again. The odd start here and there is fine. Look at this from Yunus. I'm just going to pause that because I'll get in trouble. And that's another one. That's another. Hold on. Yeah. I just got Yunus's tweet out. If you guys remember, Chelsea, off the back of that Palace win, put this tweet out in regards to Mason Mount, and so many people said, "Oh, look at Mason's reaction. He gets it. He understands it. He gets it. He understands it." Literally, there's been so many clips of other players. Jorginho, so many times Jorginho, so many times many other players. Azpilicueta, many more that have celebrated or rejoiced in this manner. And no one would say a single word. Do you know what I mean? But when Mount does it, he's a Cobham lad, this, that, the other. It amplifies the situation even more. So anyway, off the back of that, Yunus wrote, people need to realize the two sides to Mount that can coexist. Character, does he care? Work hard, a top professional, absolutely. And that's without a doubt. There's no doubts about that. I've said it many times. There is no doubts about that. I even think Mason Mount probably is a humble human being in terms of his character outside of football. But this is what Yunus is saying in regards to ability, footballing ability. Ability, is he good? Yes. Consistent? No. Good enough to run Chelsea's midfield long term? Not for me. We have to be honest. And then today, literally a moment ago, Yunus just tweeted, this Mason Mount debate is chaos. It's amazing how many people think criticism on Mount is pure hate when it's not. I'm going to leave this here again as it sums it up. Very easy to understand, nothing else to say. Exactly. Absolutely. It shouldn't be so difficult to talk about certain matters. It seems like it's so easy to talk about others, but then it's so difficult to talk about certain players. It shouldn't be like that. We should be level-headed. We should be level-headed. The fact of the matter is, Mason Mount has not been good for greater than 12 months. Now you can, I respect what you want to say. Some of you guys might sit there and go, "No, he's shown what he can bring us." Look at a couple of seasons ago under Thomas Tuchel, the year when we won the Champions League. If you want to hold on to that, that's okay. That's fine. But don't beat up other fans, right? Everyone has their perspective. Everyone has their vision. Everyone has an opinion. Your opinion is not greater than other people's opinion because people see life differently. This is the message that I'm trying to put out there. Have a broader mind. Have a broader sense. It's okay for you to talk about certain players in a negative tone, but it's not okay for you when some of your favorites are getting talked about in that manner. The problem is you. The problem is then you. Simple as that. You let me know. You let me know how you guys feel watching Mason play like that for the past greater than 12 months. You let me know how you feel watching matches. And you let me know if you're okay to let this prolong. You let me know. I've seen a lot of you guys yesterday in the watch along, over 558 live right now, nearly 600 live. A lot of you guys were live yesterday in the watch along. You guys were absolutely angry, frustrated about the efforts from Mason Mount and Conor Gallagher and a few others. You let me know if you're okay. If you're okay to see this match in, match out. You let me know. Do you want to see the football club get back to the top? Or you just want to, be aggressive during match day, and then when the match finishes, that's it. You all forget. As I said, I've got no issues if we keep Mason Mount. I've got no issues with that. But I need him to start waking up pronto. And I need managers to be a little bit more cutthroat with Mason Mount. It's time we started demanding a lot more. First of all, what do we want Mason to do? People say, Miz, he's not been playing in his position, this, that, the other. What is his position? Number 8? Okay, what is the role of a number 8? What's his responsibility as a number 8? What's he meant to do? Ask these questions to yourself before you ask these to other fans. Ask these questions to yourself. What do you expect from Mason Mount every game? If it's as a number 8, what do you expect? What do you expect a number 8 to do with the ball, without the ball? What do you expect them to do? And you tell me if he's ticking the boxes or not. Create your list and see how many boxes he's ticking every match. And then tell me, with the contract situation that's coming around the corner, and then tell me, how much do you value this player? How much you're willing to pay this player? So on and so forth. And many people say, Miz, what do you care about the money? This is not our money. Without fans, there is no football. Understand this. To all the people that say, this is not your money. This is all our money. This is all our money, right? People that go to the stadium. People that buy TV subscriptions to watch this. All these clubs that sell their TV subscriptions to all these big broadcasting, channels out there. What do you think these channels do? They just keep the footage to themselves. They sell subscriptions to people. Every player, every football club out there is earning money through us and us only. The fans. It is our money. Our money. It is our money. It is our time. And it is our effort. So just think about it. Think about it. Let's go through some of these super chats, ladies and gentlemen. Valan, thank you so much for the super chat, my man. We need to have Prem games abroad so that English fans can understand the issues us global fans face waking up at 1:30, 4:30 a.m. to watch the crap. Exactly. People don't get it, man. People don't get the sleepless nights, waking up as a zombie the next day. Top Dog RLG, thank you so much for the super chat. Do you think what we are seeing from Mount now is the product of no manager actually knowing what his best position is? Maybe, or maybe some managers just don't have the kahunas to drop this guy. Maybe they're just worried about his PR. He's got strong PR. Mason Mount's got strong PR, man. You go against Mason Mount, there's a lot of people that are going to come after you. I'm pretty certain off the back of this video, I'll have many abuse coming after me. They won't understand. They won't understand the concept. They won't understand what this video was about, they'll just come after me. And you'll notice not once in this video did I abuse anyone. Not once did I say anything extremely out of line or anything like that, or, massively abusive towards. No. Everything that I've said was thought out. Certain times maybe emotional, but was thought out, was articulated. I can't control the actions of others. If some people watch this video and they want to go and, hurl abuse, that's not what I've done here. That's not what I've promoted here. We literally talk about every player. Why should it be so difficult to talk about certain players? JJ, thank you so much for the super chat. The fact that Ziyech's great performance gets labelled as playing for a move is pure bias. And if Mount was the one who put that shift in, then it would have been labelled as man of the match. Exactly. Absolutely. And this is where my frustration is. We easily label, players like Ziyech and Havertz and Pulisic, and now even recently Sterling. But for some reason we can't even deign to even contemplate to have. Some people are getting mad at my title. I can't even have a title that says, should we sell Mason Mount? ? I didn't even say, let's sell Mason Mount. We can't even have a title. Do you understand how deep this is? Had I said, should we sell Ziyech? ? Yeah, come on, let's sell Ziyech. Get rid of him. Had I had a title about, should we sell Pulisic? Come on, let's do it right now. Get him sold. I don't care if he's injured. Get him out of here. Someone provided a really nice tweet to me the other day, I think it was today, saying, we didn't think twice about Tammy Abraham, Tomori, Kalamatan-Odoi. They're all academy boys, right? They're all academy boys. Kalamatan-Odoi, Tammy Abraham, Tomori. We didn't think twice about these players, and we got rid of them. Mason Mount, on the other hand, very hard to talk about. Very hard to. I'm not even saying let's get rid of him right away or anything like that. But we can't even talk about it. We can't even sort of have a discussion about it. But those players, no. Yeah, yep, good. And every journalist out there will talk about it. Let's have a look at some of these super chats again. DK, thank you so much for the super chat. Sick and tired of people defending Mount, pure bias. Daniela, thank you so much for the super chat. Much appreciated. Firemaster, thank you for the super chat. Mount wasn't good last season. If you remove stats, he wasn't good. I don't care about the stats. People will throw stats at me last season. Not a single player was, maybe Silva, but no one else was good last season. Even Silva wasn't that great overall. No one was good last season, man. That was a pathetic season last season. Horrendous. And to say, oh, Mount got the player of the season last season doesn't mean nothing to me. The season before that, yeah, Mount was good. He was exceptional. He was very, very good. There's been 2 seasons almost where it's just been mediocrity. Top Dog RLG, once again, thank you so much for the super chat. I think what has accelerated this Mount discussion among fans is that a player like Chukwuemeka has come, shown vastly superior ability. I like this comment. I like this super chat. I like it. Bluebridge CFC, thank you so much for the super chat. Love the channel and your views on the club, mate. I want to talk about this. This now brings a new perspective to this discussion. This super chat here, I think exactly that word, accelerates the fact that Mount keeps dropping this performance, and then you get a player like Chukwuemeka, who's sure, I know yesterday he's kept on slipping, but as soon as he came on, there was things happening. And this isn't the first time. Every time Carney Chukwuemeka in recent times he's come on or he's got that odd start, things are happening. He's showing a lot more. So when you see a player in the bench not getting that opportunity to start, And then you see a player that is consistently struggling. This is bang on. Thank you so much for the super chat, my man. This brings a new perspective, a new perception towards this discussion. Simple as that. All right, let's clear this off. Uncle, thank you so much for the super chat, my man. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to wrap things up. But yeah, look, I just had to say this. And as I said, there are other players. Conor Gallagher, I've mentioned to you, needs to go, right? Needs to go. So, Felix's move was also hated by Miz. Are you joking with me? Have a look at some of my videos and have a look at how many times I said Felix needs to be at Chelsea Football Club, even with that level of money. I think some of you guys are joking. But yeah, Conor Gallagher, other players, Ruben Loftus-Cheek needs to leave. But do you know who you're going to get? The report's coming up very soon. You're going to get Hakim Ziyech's name again. You're going to see Havertz's name again. And Havertz probably needs to go as well. And probably Hakim Ziyech needs to go too. But the point is, you'll never hear all those other players. You'll never hear them. I think he pointed that out to you. Means okay. I might have misread that. He means by other fans, not you. Means okay. Sorry. I might have misread that. If that's what you meant. But yeah. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to wrap things up. I've gone more than what I usually go for. Generally like to keep it to about 35 minutes, 40 minutes. But today, had to really express myself. As Frank Lampard would say, go out there and express yourself. Look, just think about it. Just think about it from a fan base point of view. Think about it, you guys. Do you want to appreciate this level of performances week in, week out, or do you want to see quality at Chelsea Football Club? Right? Just ask yourself that question, and that's all I ask for. And before you go around beating other fans, just stay humble. See yourself. Judge yourself. Are you a perfect human being? Before you start judging others and commenting on others and start, having that superior complexity. I don't understand why certain fans have this superiority, like they're just above. They're above everything. They can tell you how to act. They can tell you. It's mad, man. It's mad. I'm definitely not like that. Anyway, take care. See ya. Smash the like button and subscribe. Make sure you subscribe. Let's go to 20,000. Catch you guys soon. Bye.